Y'all hear? My brother, he sit me right down and he rapped to me. Yeah, he told me that I'm about to go down the wrong road, and I'm sure he meant well. Yeah, but then I told that fool, I said, brother, am I live? Hey, Tanya B. We're still trying to figure out how StreamYard works. If at any point Troy Allen is in the chat, I would love for you to come up. And let's talk about it, right? So it seems to be a general consensus. Hi, pretty tangs. Tex Coco. How y'all doing? We're going to talk a little bit about the brother Troy Allen. Let me get a few more people coming here. I can't think of no brother to brother songs. I'm talking to you, brother to brother. If you're gonna make videos. Hey, y'all. LA Fabulous. Fabulous. OG Beauty. Y'all know y'all's value, baby. OG Beauty. K Sharp. How y'all doing? Okay, so I'm gonna sit up here. Hi, everybody. Hi, Kenneth Russell. I'm a little uncomfortable with this. I do like Troy Allen. I remember I think I remember his first video, right? And I advised him, I said, I think you do well over here and you should pursue this and continue to make videos. I think you add something to this sector, right? So we never had an issue or problem. He has commented on things that I do. I don't care. People can say whatever they want to say. I don't really, doesn't bother me. But I've considered him a YouTube ally. We agree on a lot of stuff. But this time we're in disagreement. And I see that not only with me, Troy Allen, but a lot of people have taken offense to the way you're handling this situation with this guy, what's his name? Rob Roy. Is his name Rob Roy? I forgot got the young man's name. Rob Rack is his name. A lot of people seem to be responding to you and not in a good way. And I think in this instance, you are wrong, Troy Allen. And I'll tell you why I feel that way. I feel that way because I have talked extensively about the number of videos that Jay Wilson has made on this subject and on this man and on Tracy's relationship with him. This whole thing. He's made over 30 videos about their affair or whatever the hell it was. Right? Troy Allen, we have to be honest. I didn't go over there to count, but you made probably more than Jay Wilson about this Rob Rack guy. As if Rob Rack is R. Kelly or somebody, right? You've made sometimes 2 and 3 videos about this man. You've talked extensively about his circumstance. You've covered every detail of his incarceration. You've actually contacted his family members. You've contacted him in jail, although you were a complete stranger. And so when he got out of jail, he's taken offense. My question is, why wouldn't he take offense? If you made in the range of 30 videos about my every move on this 6-day excursion that I had with Tracy, why wouldn't he have an attitude with you, right? And so this boy only stayed out of jail 1 day, and you went over there, and then the key thing, and you went over there. But the man, he talks a certain way. This is rough talk, right? People always talking about breaking people's arms, kicking them in the stomach and all this kind of stuff, right? Hi, Deanna Irving. How you doing? People talk that kind of rough kind of talk. This is the way he talks. And we all know how he talks when he's drunk. So I don't know why you would take such offense that he has now threatened your family and threatened you and your babies and your aunts, your nieces and stuff like that, right? Because this is what he does on a daily basis. If the man is a falling down drunk, I don't know what the interest in this guy, Rob Rack, is, but I can understand his frustration for a person making video after video after video, actually reaching out to my family, actually calling me, and then reporting on what I said to you, right? And you think he's not going to go off on you? Now, you're a grown ass man. I don't believe that you think that Rob Rack is going to get on the airplane to come to kill you or beat you up or harm your family. I think you understand that this is the way this dude talks, right? But you came on yesterday and you made a video, or late last night, saying that you were recording the Rob Rack threats. You were recording this and turning it into the police. His threats, and this was definitely going to be forwarded to the cops. Unfortunately, he was arrested before you could even get it to the police. But the whole idea of taking this stuff so seriously on YouTube that we're now calling the police and reporting when people have threatened us, I don't believe it's right. This boy, whatever you think about him, I call people boys sometimes, has got enough issues and enough problems without you coming on here and becoming what their people are saying is a Karen, right? You came on, you said, I'm fearful for my life. I want to make a recording. Well, you're saying that because that is the requirement in order to file a police report. You have to say that you're fearful for your life. You're scared of him. You think he might do something, right? So you're trying to scare this Rob Rack, but I don't know that you have a right to scare him after making somewhere in the range of 30 videos about a simple affair that he had with Tracy in Sacramento, not even in the same state. So I think it's wrong. I believe that is wrong to you to add to this man's trouble. So I'm hoping that you're just bullshitting about contacting the police because this man said he's going to do something to you. If you don't, you can't stomach his humor. I can't personally. I don't want to hear that shit, but I don't go over there, right? I don't go over there. I think I probably made in this whole situation, maybe 3-4 videos in the whole time since she got in the plane, right? But I'm not going to be following this every single day and contacting people's families and contacting them in jail and then reporting on what I found and then talking to his friends and then inserting myself into his story and then pretending to be shocked when he hits back. These people are going to hit you back. Right? This man don't know you or nothing about you. The way he's going to hit you back and hurt you is to threaten you. That's what he does. So is Troy in here? How y'all doing? I've heard people talking about this boy all day. I'm talking about Troy Allen. And when everybody's saying the same thing, Troy, you have to take a look at that. Now, I'm not coming on here to be catty or to beef with you or anything like that. I think it's something I should say to you, so that you're clear that what you're doing, you're going way, way, way too far with all this stuff, right? And you certainly should be calling the police on people. You said you've been in jail, but later on you revealed that you've been in jail for 3 days. You're similar to VS. You know, she's like a convict now, and she was in jail for 4 days. That's not being in jail. When you're talking about this stuff, you're going in front of these not white folks, any kind of color, could be a judge. But you're going in front of these judges. You know this boy has just been put on probation and didn't make the probation 1 day before he's violated, right? He could have some serious problems with this judge, correct? But I think it comes a point where we need to step off of that. Our concern was with Tracy. Tracy is the person that we know. Why are we making Rob Rack the primary story? And why are we making him famous? There's nothing famous about Rob Rack, right? So he gonna get all involved in this YouTube shit and end up getting his ass fucked up and sent to prison. That's the way I see it. I said this before. Someone said recently that his bail had been dropped from $500,000, $500,000, down to $25,000. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but I think the point when you arrest drunks, you don't want them to get out. That's why so they sober up, basically. And then you get a more realistic bail later on. Usually doesn't happen to arraignment, but I guess they went ahead and realized that was a ridiculous bail for what he's accused of doing. But the whole scene was so, I mean, the scene, I thought I was going to witness a murder. I thought I was going to witness them cops blowing his goddamn brains out because he is still talking in the damn phone. They're in back of him with guns pulled, telling him to get on the ground. He's still talking. They're coming to get me. I can't believe it. I could just see bullets just starting to fly into his back, right? Because when they give you an instruction and they don't know what you're talking on, right? Because if they want to kill your ass, they just had an experience with you just 2 weeks ago, right? And if they got an attitude with you because you have also threatened the police department and said you want to start killing cops and all that, and they just got a bad attitude about it, they would be justified in saying, we didn't know what we saw. We saw something in his hand and then we fired for our own safety. Just like he says, you say that it's for your own safety. You're so scared and all that. That's what cops say when they want to kill your ass. What y'all think? I haven't found too many that agree with this. Man, get off that man. Get off of that man's back. That is a man in crises. As a falling down drunk, he could end up dead. I don't know what's wrong with him. Hell, you see, he didn't have this massive weight loss. The records say he's 165 pounds. He insists that he's 200 and something pounds, which would indicate to me that he does not have no desire to be 160 pounds. So he probably did not intentionally lose all that weight if he's trying to pump it up, right? Every time he talks about his weight, he increases it. Most people decrease their weight, right? He increases it. I'm 220 pounds. Well, we can see plainly that they weighed you and you're 165 pounds. So this man might be fighting for his life or running from the consequences of his life. We don't know. But I would say that you got no business going over there messing with that man and messing with that man and messing with that man. Troy Allen, I see you're still not in the chat. I'm going to talk until you get here. We don't know why suddenly you're in the news so much. My guess was that since it's cold and raining most days in whatever state you're in Detroit, you're in the Midwest, so it's really raining, snowing, flooding, and all this. Not the best time to be up on tall buildings washing windows, right? So we can assume you have a lot of time on your hand. I personally like to believe that you're not doing this for money because the money just is just ain't there, right? I'm sure it's not what you're used to making. I don't even know if this would even carry you through until the weather got better. But for some reason, you're here a lot, right? And I'm not exaggerating when I say that for all the bitching I did about Jay Wilson and all these videos about this case, you're right there with him. But you're not seeing that, right? Why are we trying to hammer this man into the ground? Yes, he has a foul, nasty, disgusting mouth. And we don't like the way he talks to people. We don't like the way he treated Tracy. We don't like the way he talks about children. We don't like anything about him. So why in the fuck are we over there? She's not with him anymore. She's not in Sacramento anymore, right? Tracy's the one in the beef sector. She's the one that went to Sacramento, and now she's come back home. So shouldn't that be the end of it for us? Why is this guy, Rob Rack, so important that we have to cover his every move? If we are Christian people, we should be hoping that he gets the help that he needs. We don't know what that is. Let me let y'all talk a little bit. Y'all know how I get. He's sick. Somebody says. Diving different. What you doing, Deanna Irving? I see you got your hands full over here with this new menace, girl. The new menace, baby. Y'all forgot. Do you remember how that woman was? Anyway, I'm Michelle's daughter. Y'all gotta say more than this. I like beefing, but he wrong as hell for this phony fear. Exactly. Right, Sasha. We are black people still, right? I done time in prison, honey. I know what it's about. These people who go to jail for 2 days and all that, they do not know what it means to be really incarcerated when your life is in the hand of a judge. You've just been sentenced to probation. We suspected you were already on probation. And the reason why he got out of jail was because he's not on any paper. He wasn't on probation or parole, but now he is. The whole purpose of probation is to get you some act right, right? And when you don't act right, that's when they send you to prison. Now, the people who care about him can only hope that they're not going to violate him and send him back on the first violation of this probation because he violated before the damn ink was even dry. He hasn't even met the probation officer yet, right? So this is what there's a good chance that they would just send him on to the pen. I imagine he was sentenced to prison time. It was suspended based on the probation. But when you violate the probation, you take your ass to prison. I just don't want that for people. And I certainly didn't want to sit there and watch that boy get murdered because that's how it looks. That's how it looks when they open up fire somebody and come up with all these excuses of why they killed him. Particularly if he's out there threatening police officers and he says he has all these weapons. I mean, they watched the same video we watched, right? I guess that's the way they do things today. Video is important to us, and it's also important to the cops. Troy mad because he put money on those books only for Rob to call and give him orders and cuss him out later. Well, why is he going into the jail to do anything concerning this man? Right? You're the one emailing the dude. I mean, this email in jail is something new. It wasn't around when I was there. But you reached out to this guy and only brought back the information. You probably made 10, 15 videos after that. You called his family, which he didn't ask you to do that, right? And you see, when he recognized that, oh, this guy who calls me, he's not concerned about, he's not a friend, he's a foe, right? I'm being blasted all over the internet, right? These people are making 15, 20, 30 videos about me. Of course he's going to fight back. Shit, if you can't get to somebody and knock them upside their head, girl, you do what you can do. Do what hurts. That's it. I'm only coming at you with what hurts you. I have no desire to go and making you feel better. Or you know, what the hell's the point? You see how vulgar his mouth is. You know exactly what it is. So I'm just saying, you know, are we all in danger? Are we all in danger if we decide to defend ourselves and you're going to go and invite and call in the police on us? I'm just trying to be a friend, brother. I love to have the conversation. He sent a little money on his books. You know, Tracy sent the boy $50. He's all, you know, I guess he has no respect for her at all. He's making all these demands about his stuff. What stuff? What stuff you talking about, nigga? You go down to DMV and you give them what, $7 and you get a new ID. Well, what's all this important stuff? You come out, you got $100,000 worth of jewelry. She says she ain't got this stuff, but she saw it up close. She saw the jewelry up close, and her verdict was that's just junk. That's not real. No thinking person believes that you have $100,000 hanging around your neck when you're working in some damn factory somewhere, child. And now I believe that you've had enough, in as much as when they arrested you the first time, obviously you have lost your job, right? You have caused all kind of chaos where you live, whether that's family or some kind of program or a combination of both. They don't want you there anymore. You are so determined to be drunk, right, that you actually go out, because it seems like some family members wanted him to come home, but he couldn't drink there. Basically, their kids there at the house, whatever it is. But you were so determined that you go and rent a room, and you feel like you can just, this is just your party, screaming and hollering, threatening people and stuff like that. So I think you got enough problems, bro. So my prayer for you, the Rob Rack person, I don't know you, I don't know anything about you. I don't think you're worthy of all this attention you're getting, but I know how addictive this YouTube stuff is. I'm suggesting you don't get caught up. Let this thing go. You need to ask them for a program, whether you have a public defender. You need to ask them. California has recently passed laws. Not so recently. When I came out of it, they were doing it. So 15, 17 years ago, they recently passed these laws where even with felonies, people are able to go to recovery programs if they ask for it. They will put you in a program as opposed to sending you to jail. I think you get one time with that. Well, they'll send you to a program, but if you don't even behave in the program, it's all part of the trap, right? Because when you fuck up at the program, then they send you to prison. But they have a whole way to do it now, where you could end up in a drug program, which is where you need to be. They are about to make your book reality, Murder in the Beef Sector, or A Deadly Wager, baby. They say people over there are donating $200, child. People don't even realize what they're getting into, honey. Nothing in this life is for free. All right, there's a price to be paid. So they can play that way if they want to. I'm sure the people didn't realize that after I give you this money, your ass is going to jail, so I won't get it back. OG Beauty, you had a birthday? Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Be a man. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, OG. Yep, they're gonna learn about these people passing out all these hundreds of dollars, honey. It is for a reason, people. Don't bite. Y'all remember now, y'all who've been around here a long time, y'all do remember what really kicked off my hatred and my long-term beef with Jay Wilson, which is going on for 5 years. Y'all know how it began, right? Let me remind you. It came because who was beefing with her? Somebody was beefing with. Anyway, what's the girl's name? God damn it. VS was fighting with everybody, right? And including Jay Wilson. He was doing daily commentary on her. He was calling her Bishop, a bro daughter, which is a homophobic slur because he's saying she's a brother and a woman. She's his bro daughter. He has a problem with lesbian people, right? But the woman donated $25 to him, and he accepted it, right? When you make a deal with the devil. Now, I'm not saying that Daryl's a devil completely. I don't know much about her. I know some of the behavior I cannot stand. I can't stomach that. But some things we have to say, right? This is why I fell out with him. I thought it was so wrong because he completely flipped, and now he's a friend of VS. You sold your soul for $25. So people beware of when people start giving you money, people you don't even know, particularly if they're giving you a lot of money. Over here, maybe 2 years ago, it wasn't that big a deal to get all these cash apps and things, but that's not how they're playing over here anymore. Only exception I can think of is 5-8, who they're giving money to like that, right? That's their cultivated audience. But as far as the most people, $200 cash apps are unusual, correct? So you have to wonder, why is this person who I don't know giving me all this money? To gather information and to use it. Let me listen to y'all for a minute. He flipped completely around. One day he was VS enemy. The next day she gave him $25. He completely flipped. Now he's a friend of VS. When she was at the height of her terror, her reign of terror. So I don't understand why Troy is doing this, why he's so involved in this, even taking time to actually show up other people's. Didn't he fly in? Whose case did he fly in to cover? Was that Tasha K? Didn't he fly to Atlanta and rent an Airbnb to be there when Tasha K was given this heavy sentence of $4 million? I believe so. So I'm just curious as to why you're investing in something like this and why you're doing this. But I'm saying we're still black people. We're still black men. We know what we are up against with these cops. If he's going to have trouble with the police department, let them do it. It is their job. That's why you pay taxes, for the cops to do their job. They don't need people on the internet inserting themselves so they have an on-running story. So I hope this doesn't mean I have to fall out with Troy. I think he's a decent person, but I think he's on the wrong path. Mm-hmm. He's a liar, said Purple One. Troy said on his first live that he called the cops on Rob. He then deleted that video. Started. Okay, so I heard there was a video that was deleted. I assumed that because he had some threats in there himself, but you're saying that he said that he called the cops on Rob. He then deleted that video, started another live, and denied saying it. Several of us heard and seen him say it. Okay, so Rob Rack wasn't doing much more than what he was doing, right? He's in there calling the police. Baby, as men, we don't call the police on each other, whether they're gay or straight, unless you have a reason. Somebody just kicked your door in. Somebody slapped the shit out of your wife. Somebody has done something to you. You saw them break your window in your car. That's when we call the cops, right? We don't just arbitrarily call the cops on people online. Particularly if you go to some of these straight men's channels, you'll see that this is pretty much the way they talk. I don't know, it's a macho thing or whatever the hell it is. They're constantly threatening to punch each other out, kick each other in the stomach, shoot them, blow your brains out on it. That's the way they talk. If the cops want to be interested in that, then let them be interested in it. It's not our job. So he started off doing simple commentary. Plenty of deaths that started on YouTube. There's a lot of shit's been started on YouTube, particularly those people, those gamer people, where they were swatting people, having SWAT team telling people have guns. The SWAT team shows up at the house, they hear guns firing and just shoot, right? So there have been several deaths like that, and several of these young people sent to prison. So I'm hoping that you will abandon this this plot plan of yours, Troy Allen. Your video doesn't make it clear if this is some kind of skit of yours. This is some kind of thing to scare him. But there's no need to scare him anymore because he's already in jail. Okay, it's Z. Troy Allen is a thirsty rodent scurrying around YouTube trying to go viral. So do you think it's Z? Do you think it's financial though? I mean, I got to tell you guys, honey, it's just not that much money in this YouTube stuff. Not at 2,000 or 3,000 views. I mean, it's nothing. So I don't think he's doing it for money. He might just be hooked on the clout, right? That's what happened in the second book about this place was The Deadly Wager. People were trying to go viral so bad that they start killing each other and doing all kinds of horrendous things to each other. I hope Troy ain't doing this. Everyone is claiming what he's everyone's claiming. Yeah, but if he's gonna do all that, he needs to go and fly and take a flight to Sacramento, rent accommodations and show up for court. There's a good chance that he's trying to shake this boy up or scare him, or he wants to dissuade him from talking about his family. He's done a pretty good, Troy has done a pretty good job of always saying that he was married, but never really overexposing his family. A lot of men are real sensitive about that. Well, women even more so are real sensitive about that, right? But it comes down to it's just words. So if this person uses those kind of words, you don't like them, what you have to do is block them. You have to resist them. You have to resist that story. Let that one story go. A couple of days later, we're talking about something totally different, right? That's just what it is. You're not going to change this man's behavior. And I think it would be a horrible thing if this dude ends up sitting up in prison because of some shit started on YouTube where no one was actually hurt. Mm-hmm. Juicy reveal. You're talking to positive, but we'll share what you said. Troy called up there and asked that Rob call him. He put money on his calls so he could reach out to Troy because he was chasing the story. Rob don't know Troy at all, right? And so he didn't even know what his motive was for contacting him, but he gave him certain instructions about contacting this other guy, Octavius, from what I can gather. When he got out and he realized, God damn, this dude has got 15, 20, 25, 30 videos about me. Every move I make, he's doing 2 and 3 a day concerning my court cases. And I mean, what is he? Is he a serial killer or something? I mean, I can accept if he was a murderer on the loose or something like that. But what is this kid? I mean, he's just a drunk. People have to be careful with this this internet stuff, man. They really do. If they're so immature that they can't use their words, they probably shouldn't even be on here. You shouldn't be able to read somebody without involving the family and all that shit. People get mad. We know anything's liable to happen. Person say they love you, then they done hit you in the head with a damn lamp. But I love her. I love her. I'm sorry, baby. It'll never happen again. I promise. I promise. It'll never happen again. Call an ambulance. I've been through it. I know. As a little baby, little pickaninny. Violation of probation. He's now ineligible for bail. Okay. The paperwork might not even went through the system yet. Shit, he did all this the next day. He hasn't even seen the people to even set up a probation. So he could slide up under the system. Right? I believe the way that thing works when you're an obvious drunk, alcoholic or drug addict, they're going to send you, first they give you a little short time in jail. He's already done that. So he's already through step 1. And then if you obviously have a drug or alcohol problem, they'll send you to a live-in program. I know they changed the program, but I came through Walden House, where 50% of the people in there have come there through the jail system. Right? That wasn't the truth. When I went there, it was voluntarily. But now they actually send you there. That's your option. But if you violate that drug program, if you walk away, if you get drunk, because if you're an alcoholic, why are people surprised when alcoholics drink? If the hunger leads you back into the streets, then you are in violation of the probation, and they can give you whatever the original sentence was. If they said 3 years, that's usually what they give you. Time starts at 16 months or 3 years. So if you have a 3-year tail, they will give you that 3 years. It's a trap. The perfect solution for him is, first of all, get off YouTube. You can't handle it. You can't handle it. You want a little sip of something, right? Give me that bag. You say, well, they sipping, but they're not alcoholics, girl. It's totally different. Right? I can't judge people for doing drugs, but shit, they're not addicts. It's different for them. I can't sit here and just have a glass of wine. Shit. I'll be at the club with my old ass. Okay, positive deposits. Troy hasn't done anything wrong far as recording the free 60-minute call. Okay. So you, as far as, okay, you're talking about recording the call. Some people are saying that's illegal. Okay. Hell, they only talked about phone numbers, and Troy even bleeped them out. He just want to bully that man for clout. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Positive deposits. He just wants to bully that man for clout. It's unfair because the man has got enough on his shoulders already. Y'all see his face when they came and got him? Huh. They got me. I said, drop the guy. Get on the ground. He don't even hear it. He's so involved in this damn shit. Then he's got these hangers on there pumping him up, child, about, oh, let him film it. Girl. The man needs to take instruction. It breaks my heart when I see these people, particularly these black men who are, whatever the reason, broken tail light or whatever the fuck it is, that run from the cops. Bad mistake, man. Unless you done just murdered somebody, you need to lay your ass down and take their instruction so they don't have a reason to abuse you. He's drunk. It's easy to beat up a drunk. He won't even remember. Right? You on there talking shit about killing the ass. It's crazy. That dude does not belong on here. that little bit of clout he got by being with Tracy, and all these people got involved in it, and he probably got a couple $100 for the first time from YouTube, and he wants to keep that going, honey. Clout chasing, trying to stay in the news, because there's no reason for you to be in the news. You're not part of the beef sector. I don't think you're part of the black sector. I don't know where you belong, but apparently you were only getting less than 100 views for most of your stuff. Now all of a sudden you got thousands. It's dangerous for you. Let's see what somebody else say. I don't care for Uncle Tim's. Wait a minute. I don't care for, oh, you don't care for him. Thank you, Diving Different. I thought you said, I don't care for Uncle Tim. He needs to shut the hell up. Okay. I don't care for him, Uncle Tim. He's a smart mouth. Troy or the other one. Yeah, Troy, you're getting a little too loose. You need to slow it up a little bit, because you want people to like you, right? They'll still like you if you are fair. I don't think I have a lot of enemies on here, but I'm not gonna come in here and just try to terrorize people, unless they Jay Wilson, of course. Juicy revealed, you don't get personal calls in jail, dear, unless it's your attorney or family parents have died. Troy made a video and said, if anyone talks to Rob, have him call or he'll pay for it. But how can he? This technology shit is new. Apparently you can send a message to people in jail by email. He reached out to him. I do remember that part. Troy was not interested in any kind of particular interview, but then, I mean, Roy, the Rob guy, he was not interested in any interview, right? He didn't know who the hell this was. But yeah, he might not get in trouble for that. I mean, Troy's not in any legal trouble. It's just a moral issue, right? If you see a man on fire, do you throw gasoline on him? It's that pile up mint mentality. Yeah, he hurt your feelings when he said those things, but that's what he's going to say, honey. Don't even go over there. Just like ZX, I know he's going to say some shit that's going to piss me off. So why am I, was it ZX, right? Yeah. I know what he's going to say, so there's no reason for me to go over there. I try to go over there and be reasonable for that person one time, and it's just like Maya said, honey, when someone shows you who they are. I ain't been back since. Troy has every right to call the police on a drunken loose cannon who threatened him. I can't be with you on this one, Uncle Tim. Okay, Kenita Russell. Okay. We ain't got to agree on everything. He did it to himself. His family told him not to get on YouTube, but he said he could. Y'all gave him that money and he went out and got him a hotel room. He's spending money like fast as you give it to him, he go out and spend it. Who in the hell gets out of jail and then they got money for hotels and all that shit, and he just lost his job, right? He just lost his place to stay, but he has money for hotel rooms and Uber cabs and, most importantly, alcohol. He's an alcoholic, people. Don't be surprised when alcoholics drink. That's why we call them alcoholics, because they drink. Their lives have become unmanageable. Y'all hate his ass, don't you, Kenita Russell? Place to talk, so he took Troy up on the offer. A Trojan horse. Troy wants number and clout. I seen it from the door. Yeah, he's actually pumped that up a whole lot, though, in the last couple of months. I think it started with the whole Tasha K story, so it's been more than that. It's been a few months. This thing is addictive. We ain't mad at that. What? Look at somebody give you some coins. Thank you, Inette, for the super chat. Troy is asking for the. He is? Okay, where's it at? Okay, hold on. Good. Thank you for Cash Apping to tell me that, because I wouldn't have seen it. You're right. Your uncle's getting old, honey. That copy. Okay, this link is for Troy. Let's talk about it. I didn't see him in the chat at all. Did you get it? Be quiet, boy. I put the stream right in there just for Troy. It's been a while. His situation so much. Troy Allen, can you hear me? See me, feel me, touch me. Thank you, Sephora has entered the chat. Troy is in your chat and wants to. Okay, y'all so nice. Thank you. I don't know why I can't get stuff right. Add to stream. Oh, there's Troy Allen. Why are you in the dark?
I'm in the car driving.
Okay.
Mr. Blaine, how are you, sir?
I'm doing okay, brother. You look like you stirred up quite a bit of animosity.
Hey, I'm gonna turn the cam off because I need to put this phone down and concentrate on the road while I'm driving. Okay, so
yeah, we don't want you to get no trouble.
Yeah. You're definitely a friend of the channel, and of course I'm a friend of your channel. You've come up on mine several times, and I would love to engage in some civil discourse regarding this subject. And any questions that you may have, you can ask me directly if you like, or tell me what you think. And it's okay for us to disagree, as long as you're not disrespectful. You know what I mean?
Okay. So let me ask you one. First question is, are you going to pursue filing charges against this guy, Rob Rack, for threatening you?
The answer to that is yes. Unfortunately, when I called, would you like to hear the rest of the answer? Or
yeah, go ahead.
Unfortunately, when I called the police there in Sacramento, they told me that I could not file anything there because it has to be where I witnessed the crime occur. So because I was at home when the crime occurred, then I have to go to my local police station to actually file a complaint. So why I'm going to file the complaint? Well, it's one thing to threaten me. Usually threats against me, I don't care about. But when you start mentioning my niece, and I have nieces that actually live in California. And so if something were to happen to my niece and I did not do what I could do to document it, then I just couldn't live with myself. So that's why I'm following up with it, and going to follow up with it. But the idea that I called the police to get him arrested, no, that's not the case. I don't have that much juice. I believe what it was when he made those threats on the life of the police officer, and he named the name and the badge number, I think that's what got him jammed up personally, because they were there Johnny on the spot. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's my thought.
But you don't actually believe, Troy, that he would track down your nieces? I mean, he's threatened pretty much anybody who's ever been in his vicinity, right? He threatened all the people that we are aware of, even his good friend. We saw him threatening him. He wants to beat him up and kick him in his legs and all this stuff, right?
Sure.
Do you feel that he would actually try to hurt your family?
I don't put anything past anybody. Now, when it comes to me, I don't mind taking that risk. But like I said, a scenario where if something were to happen to my niece, and you know, my sister's looking at me like, wait a minute, this guy said this and you didn't do anything. You know, so unfortunately he made those statements. And you know, Tim, I've been around here quite a bit. People make threats against me all the time. Trey made threats against me, you know. Hey, it's not a big deal. But the problem is when you included my niece in that threat, for me not to act on it and take it as a serious possible threat would not be good on my part.
Right. So what do you think the outcome would be if they were to charge or arrest him for that? For terrorist threats?
I don't know. I doubt very seriously on my end that when I file something here in Detroit, that it will even be addressed, because let's face it, we have far greater issues in Detroit. Okay. So I doubt that manpower resources will be put towards that. Let's be real. However, for my peace of mind, for my family's peace of mind, I say, hey, I did document something. Rob has a greater issue. I think the threat that he made against the police officer there locally, I think the threat that he allegedly made to the truck driver in the room next door to him, I think the threat that he made to the hotel worker, those are the threats that are going to get him jammed up.
Right.
So all this talk about what I'm able to do, I mean, I appreciate the juice. I mean, y'all think I got that kind of pull. That's a beautiful thing, but you're in denial, I believe, for those who feel that way, because that's further from the case, you know?
So basically, you wanted to shake him up and get him off of your family and get him to stop talking.
No, I don't care what he does. I don't care what.
Well, you said you didn't want him talking about your family.
Yeah. No.
I mean, sometimes people do. I'll just say this: sometimes people do things on here, Troy, that really hurt. Right? I'll give you the example of when I was going at it with Phi Babe, and she showed me documents that she wants to send to all of my neighbors. She had my address up there. I mean, I hated that shit, right? And I came back and I said, I'm sending that bitch to prison. Excuse me, Phi Babe. I'm not calling you a bitch now. I'm calling you a bitch then, right? I said that because out of my anger, I needed this person to stop what they were doing, right? But I soon backed off of that person, realizing that they're going to do things that I'm not willing to do, right? So I can't fight with them.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. So let me ask you another question, Troy.
Can I respond to that, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
If you don't mind. I guess the issue when you said that he hurt me or that I was hurt by it, no, it's not that serious. Like I said, if it was just me, say what you want to say. But I did this as an insurance protection policy, so to speak. If something does happen, that I can say, hey, I did what I need to do to document. So I'm not really hurt about it. And as far as willing to, yeah, I guess that hurt is such a strong word, because I don't allow somebody to live in my mind like that where I'm hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Next question.
Right. Well, so do you think that perhaps your coverage of him has been a little excessive? I think that Jay Wilson is somewhere around now he's at 32 videos on the subject. So and you're not that far behind him.
I'm trying to surpass him, actually.
Rob Rack. Why is he interesting? I mean, without Tracy, he's nothing, right? I think we just lost Troy.
Yeah, no, I'm back. I got a call. That person's going to call me back again, but just hold on. Is it excessive? Yeah, well, yeah, it could be considered excessive. It could be considered excessive. But then again, I mean, how many videos have you made of Jay Wilson? We all do things in excess, I think.
That's not excessive. That is appropriate response. Excuse me. Thank you. Excuse me.
Well, okay. Well, in that case, mine is not excessive either.
I'm not calling trying to get him locked up, though.
It's a proper response, but he's not calling trying to say that he's trying to take care of your nieces in Indianapolis either now, is he?
Well, he doesn't dox, and so I mean, I can banter with him.
So it's apples and oranges, all right? It's apples.
I think they're totally different circumstances, though, Troy.
Apples
you said you've been in jail yourself. You know what that's about, right?
Absolutely.
Although you say only a few days, but
absolutely,
when you're dealing with the court system, it is a very stressful situation. You saw the look on his face when they caught him, right? My thing was, this is the very kind of person who get killed by the police. I don't think he was even aware that people were pointing guns at him and telling him to get on the ground. He was still on YouTube. Right? He is a fool. We understand that. But does he deserve the death penalty? Right? Or to be doing some serious time in prison? Because now because all this is going to happen anyway, even without your input at all.
Of course.
He's going to go before the judge again, probably the same judge, right? A day later after they just gave him probation, right? So they're either going to send him to program, or they're going to send him to real jail, prison. So do you think that we're kind of maybe putting on unnecessary pressure?
So I guess here's where I guess we respectfully agree to disagree. I don't think a person like Rob Reck needs to be on the streets. Simple, plain and simple. In the condition that he's in, he's a danger to himself, and he's a danger to others. Anybody that's crazy enough to threaten the life of the police officer, you know what they'll do to a regular civilian.
Right.
Yes, I've been arrested before. I've been arrested several times. However, I was arrested, guess what? Because of my actions, because of what I did wrong. All right. Just like I used to tell people, I never got a whooping from my mom and dad that I didn't deserve. All right.
Okay.
When I was arrested, I did things that I did to get arrested. Now, none of the cases stuck, of course. I don't have any felonies or misdemeanors, but because of my arrest, I changed my actions. I changed my behavior. I went to anger management. You know, I slowed down. If that brother would have came out, well, you heard how he was talking when he was in jail, you know, and then now you're going to, I reached out, you called me asking me to contact your people. All right. I took great discretion to make sure I did not expose his sister's number, because his sister said she didn't want nothing to do with this mess. Right.
How did you get his number?
He called me from jail.
Yeah, how did he get your number?
Because I wrote him in jail and I reached out to him.
Why?
Because if he wanted to talk, if he wanted his story to get out, because I've been covering it, that I'm here to give them an opportunity. That's why. Right. I wanted to interview.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not. I mean, you don't have an opinion. What I'm saying is, though, well, I wish you would reconsider this is involving the police thing. I don't know that we as YouTubers should be tracking people down, being a judge or a jury, or deciding who should and who should not be on the street. Now, all we know about him is he runs his mouth a lot. Now, he's a gangster. He's a sex symbol. He's all this stuff. But all we know about him is he talks too much and he runs his mouth and he says disgusting things. There are others on here to do that, right? But I don't know that me as a person, it is my job now to make sure that he is punished, right? But
can I respond to that?
Yeah,
I appreciate that. Can I use the word that begins with K in those words on your channel?
You can use anything over here. I don't care.
All right.
It ain't a $6, $7 channel. I don't know why to get so excited.
Right. However, sir, that Athens check is looking real good this month.
It is
real good.
That's
good.
another something we need to talk about, Troy. So your AdSense is looking good.
Real good. We got 30 members. The memberships are up. And then I got a special membership for $29, $30. I got 5 people to sign up for that, and that's pretty much one-on-one training on how to use YouTube, and then also the software, you know, so the green screen and all that kind of stuff. So that's doing real well for us. But here's the deal:
you are getting, so there is a financial motivation then for your expanded coverage lately.
Look here, there's a financial motivation for everything I do, sir.
No, I didn't think it was, because I thought that you already had your own business, but because you are a businessman, I can see that you are, because you've done things you said. I never thought to do any of those things. So you're a business person, and you're actually seeing a profit in this thing.
Everything I do is money motivated. If it don't make dollars, don't make sense.
Oh my God, another one. don't turn into a Jay Wilson.
If it don't make dollars,
I want the money. I just need the money. Oh, money. They said money. They said money.
But I'm trying to offer for people quality, something that they can help them out. All right, entertain them, one, but then also on the higher package, we're doing one-on-one lives. Right, I got one scheduled for Saturday where it's only for, I say, hour a month. But guess what? I'm gonna give them as much time as they want to get their YouTube thing running, going. But anyway, it's not about. We're not here for that. I just want to say, I understand what you're saying. I respect what you're saying. However, I'm not the judge and the jury. I'm not trying to be the judge and the jury. But this man threatened to kill me. This
Right.
man threatened to do bodily harm to my niece. I have a niece. I have several nieces that are actually in the state of California. Whether
Right.
he will do it or what, I don't know. That boy that killed all those people, that white boy, the college professor. People say, "Oh, we never expected that to happen by him." We don't know what a person would do.
Mhm.
So therefore, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
all right.
But
It is
now,
what it
let
is.
me ask you this: did you call his family, his sister?
I reached out to his sister. Yeah, I spoke to his sister. Yep.
So you actually spoke to his family,
I actually spoke to his sister.
right?
And his
And
sister said, I don't want to be involved in any of this. Because I
right.
said, do you want me to give your number to Tracy directly?
Mm-hmm.
She said, no, I don't want it to be done that way. All right. And then I said, well, what if we set up, you tell me where you want her to meet you, and then I can pass that information on. Because the sister, well, you know how it is. Family members, you got this one loose cannon in the family that just a Mr. I can't get it right type of guy. And this is not Rob Rack's first rodeo, so they know what the deal is. And
Right.
and so she was concerned about her privacy and her getting doxxed. That's why I took great pains to edit that video, right? Where battery about to die. Took great pains to edit that video that I did, where I bleaked out her number, you know.
Right.
So, but this whole narrative that I've been contacting the family, trying to get come on now, I don't roll like that. I really don't.
Right. But
Because
you can see
once
how
again,
he might be he might be a little perturbed at people talking to his family at all, because just like you said, you don't want nobody talking about your family or your nieces or
but
anybody.
Tim,
He might take particular. I mean, if anyone called my mother, my sister, my auntie, I mean, I would take that personally. I say, well, why are you involved in my personal life now?
Tim,
Because I mean, why? What's the point?
we're missing something. He gave me the number.
He gave
Rob
you.
asked me to call his sister.
I thought he asked you to call someone else and them to call your sister.
Rob gave me the number. He asked me to call his sister.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Because the word around town is that he asked you to call his friend Octavius and Octavius to contact his family because they were friends.
The sister told me she didn't want anything to do with him.
Well, that's probably
because Octavius is not really a friend. Octavius is a YouTuber in Florida. And if you have noticed the way Octavius has been moving, what he's been doing, he's no friend of Rob.
But is that really
That's
our
a whole
call?
other discussion, you know?
Yeah.
So he's not like a real friend. But the sister said, I don't want to have nothing to do with any of these people.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I respect that.
Right. Yeah. Should leave families out of it. Well, those are my questions, Troy. I know there were others, but I thank you for your honesty in saying that there is a financial motive here. You are doing this for clout and for money as well. That's an honest answer.
Yeah, of course. I'm not doing this for free. You know how much time is involved in this stuff?
Right. Right.
Come on now.
Now, do you think 30 videos is excessive?
That's how many I've done?
You neck and neck with Jay Wilson. That's what he done.
It's not excessive.
He's at 32 today.
It's not excessive, but it's necessary. Because when I do my videos, there's new information. Mm-hmm. I don't repeat myself. And that's another thing I pride myself on. When I do go live, I try to present something where I'm not wasting people's time, because I don't want my time to be wasted. That's why, if you notice, I don't do the introductions too much. I get right to the point, and it's usually new information. I don't go back and forth with people. So if there's new information, I'm presenting new information and we're moving forward. So that's why I try to roll. You know, some people like it, some people don't. You know how it is. Half the people gonna love you, half the people gonna hate you. That's just the way it is, you know. Right.
So you don't think him losing his job and his home and being homeless or being on probation and going to jail, none of that is really enough? We need to do more?
No, I'm not saying that we need to do more. What I'm saying is that he does not need to be out here on these streets threatening to take the lives of people. He does not need to be out here on the streets threatening to take the lives of police officers, of young girls, all right, young women.
Right.
So whether it's therapy, whether it's jail. I don't know what the answer is, and I'm not the judge nor the jury. But guess what? I'm gonna tell the judge if I ask what I know, because that whole street culture, I'm not a part of. Because Rob keeps saying, "Pull up, don't call the police, pull up." Dude, I'm not pulling up. You know,
Right.
and that whole thing of snitching, my definition of snitching, if you and I are involved in a crime, then hey, and I get caught, then that's snitching. But if you hit somebody's mom over here with a hammer, I'm telling.
Right.
I'm telling. Because I would want somebody to do that for me. If that was your daughter, if that was your mother, if that was your sister, we don't know what, here's the deal. We don't know what these people are capable of. Hey, something I got from you when I first started, okay, because you there's a couple people that I kind of unofficially consider mentors in this, and you're definitely one of them. One of the things I got from you, sir, was, tell me if you remember this. You said people get behind these keyboards and you don't know what kind of crazies you're dealing with. You remember saying that?
Well, it's the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. But now, am I going to prohibit my freedom of speech as far as speaking out about something that I see? No, I'm not scared like that. I mean, I'm gonna move, but I'm cautious.
Right.
So,
Right.
Also this whole police thing. Remember, not really concerned about Rob, but you got to remember when people put stuff out in the atmosphere like that, you may have some crazy who really lives in Detroit, who listens to Rob, and they're motivated to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And
Right.
so, with me saying that I'm in fear of my life, if you take any type of gun class to carry your weapon with you, the thing in Detroit is you have to be in fear of your life before you pull that trigger. All
Right.
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 So I'm documenting that I am in fear of my life and my family's life. So there's some crazy pull up and roll up on me, that at least my ass is covered.
Right.
CYA, cover your ass. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. So just be aware. I'll just say in closing that you've made 30 videos on him, and he's made one on you, and you're going to use that to call the police on him, because he's saying the exact same thing he's been saying since he's been on here, from what I can tell. Except he
Well,
said all these people, and then
he's made more than one.
nobody's come up dead though. I mean, he talks constantly about who all these people he's going to shoot and kill. I haven't heard of a dead body yet.
Well, we're not going to wait around and be the first.
Okay, Troy. Well, just think about it. I just
leave
it because it seems like there's about 6-7 videos being made about you today. It doesn't look all that favorable.
Oh yeah, of course. But
so
however,
just be aware of it.
I appreciate that. And guess what? I understand it comes with the territory. So there may be 6 and 7 videos that's made against me. There's 6 or 7 videos made for me. For every member I lose, I gain 5 members. All right, or subscribers. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we'll keep doing what we do in a respectful way. Those who like me will like me. Those who don't like me, God bless. You said you want to talk about YouTube. Do you got time, or you
Go ahead.
ready to come
People are listening.
No, I thought you had a question regarding the YouTube setup and that kind of stuff.
No, not as far as setup for me. I was just you were saying that you there is a profit motive here, and that you're actually doing this like all of us basically are doing this for money, right? Like everybody else, right? I thought this was just a hobby for you, and that you had a successful business. However, I know that some businesses are seasonal, and if you have a lot of time on your hands, obviously you'd be on here more.
Well, I have both. I have a successful business, which is seasonal. All right. However, one thing I love, my dope, my drug, my high, is the ability to have multiple streams of income. Right. So, well, more than pay my bills. God has blessed me to build. We've been around the last 30 years. Whatever, the kids are grown, things are paid for. But I enjoy. I'm a serial entrepreneur. Believe it or not, back when we had the medical marijuana here in Michigan, I had like a 7,000 watt grow house, and grow operation. And that's when the medical marijuana was legal. That was a nice fringe, because if you had your card, you can grow it legally, right?
Right.
And man, that was a beautiful thing. What messed it up though is when they made it full legal. Now the big guys are in it, and all the small growers are out. So I don't create the wave, I just ride it, you know. And this is the wave I'm on now. This will dry up eventually, you know,
Mhm.
as well as other things. Can I mention my channel? Is that okay?
Go ahead. Yeah.
So Beefing 3132.
Can you put
Beefing
it in the chat
313.
or you're driving?
Yeah, I pulled over. I pulled over to talk to you, so I put it in the chat. But
Okay.
that's the backup channel, all right. And so if y'all want to check
Put
it
them
out.
both in there. Put them both in
Huh?
there. I think most people know who you are, but go ahead and put them in there.
Oh yeah, well this is the new one we just started. And the nice thing about this one that we just started, I started it as a business entity, right? So what that means is tell everyone in the studio. Did that go through? Yeah, I think it went through.
I don't see it.
But if you go to the channel, y'all see it. But what that means is it's set up where other people can come in and actually do stuff on it and log in and set up more as a business entity. So as far as that channel, and I honestly I got like 5 other channels where I do some other stuff on
Oh my God.
heating and cooling, do stuff with the window cleaning. So yeah. So and I like the faceless channels where you can just make the video and you don't have to say anything. You know, I went all the way to where'd I go? Las Vegas for that seminar on this thing. Remember
Okay.
that?
Yeah, I do
Yeah, man.
remember.
Oh
I
yeah,
remember.
no. We make money, man.
You also go to the court for Tasha.
Yeah, we made a vacation of it, you know, because my wife loves Cardi B. So it
Okay.
wasn't really my wife loves Cardi B, and so we got a timeshare in the area, and we went on down now.
Okay.
And my first case that I came on the scene with, where I started getting traction, it's kind of funny. The first case was VS.
Be
3 years
cautious.
ago.
Be cautious.
I made a video about VS, and that got traction 3 years ago. You know, so
Okay.
but now I don't see how I can encounter VS in a bad way because I don't really deal with the women like that. You know what I mean? So, but I understand and be cautious. Yeah, you know. So,
Yeah. Watch your back, man.
Of course. Anyway, good talking to you, sir.
All right. So it was good to
All right,
talk to you.
Thanks
All
for
right.
having me up.
I hope you will reconsider that though.
Reconsider what?
Filing papers on this dude. Oh, you already said it's not going to mean much anyway because you're out of state.
Yeah,
But,
it's not gonna do nothing because I'm out of state. Like I keep telling him and other people, he got far bigger problems than me.
Right.
And if you,
Well, hopefully that will encourage him not to mention your family. He will back off.
Well,
we can
yeah,
never get
he can mention my family till he's blue in the face. I did what I need to do to document that I took the precaution. I don't care else to mention my family. But however, because all my family, they know how to protect themselves.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All right, brother.
All right. Take care. Have a good night, brother. All right. Take care.
Coming in.
Yep. Thank you.
People, y'all still with me? What y'all think? Y'all heard it from the brother's mouth. Okay, this conversation between Troy. Oh, that's nice. Destiny says, this conversation between you and Troy is like a nice walk in the park. Now you and girl. Now you and Jay Wilson is more like Jurassic Park, child. He won't let me talk. Shit. Every time you go over there, I say, and he blocks me. Oh, you ain't coming the right way. Oh, you ain't. He is terrified of me confronting him about anything. I mean, I thought I asked some pretty poignant questions with Troy. He didn't go all crazy. Oh, I'm blocking you. Oh, I don't want to hear that. Oh, I don't want to hear that. Oh, that disrespect. All that shit, girl. Just have to ask you a question. So usually when I'm with him, the whole damn thing is about trying to get one question in. Mm-hmm. Let me see where y'all been here since he started. Let me see. Did the neighbor at the hotel call? I don't think there's any clarity about that. My guess, if is the hotel people called, he was outside doing all this noise. He was starting trouble with the neighbor. He was threatening. He was doing all this stuff. And when the cops showed up, they showed up with his name. I don't know how the neighbor, a truck driver, just passing through with no Rob Rack's name. Right? So it's probably the people who ran the business. Just like if you have a business and you got somebody in your store acting a goddamn fool, right? It is your business. He won't cooperate and leave. What you going to do? You're going to call the cops. I think it was probably just that simple. But there's no clarity on it. Somebody say, "Me then mind your business." Particularly when I'm dealing with the police. That's the thing, honey. Particularly when I'm dealing with the police, baby. Step aside. They want to throw my ass away. Let them do it. Misspell your curse words. Do they care about that, Nikki, with the eye patch balloon? I cuss like a sailor. I don't know. It was good to talk to Troy Allen. He's a decent person. I like him. But what impressed me about this conversation was that he is indeed here for the money. So he's making all these videos and following these cases and even getting on planes for the money. I can respect that. That's what you're doing it for. Just be honest. And more than likely, he's got a lot of time on his hands as well. But not everybody's going to agree with me, and everybody's not going to agree with him. I just want to get it, try to influence him not to be calling the cops on people. I just don't like that. Yeah, there's many times when the cops need to be called. Somebody's doing to you something to you personally, something to you and your family. You witness something that is horrendous or violent. Absolutely. There are reasons to call the cops. That's why they're there. But I just don't know that we as YouTubers need to be going and evaluating these people's lives and decide who should and should not be on the street. Because people can make the same judgment about us. See, that fool ain't got that kind of reach. No, you got to be at least in the same state, I believe. Keyboard gangster, says Nappy Child. Sometimes we need just somebody to straighten this up or to bring something to our attention. When I was in Walden House, we had this thing called a pull-up, right? So when you were in program, now you do something that is petty, like you're not supposed to go in the oatmeal, and somebody sees you go into the oatmeal, they were required to report you that you're going into the oatmeal, right? And they would call that a petty permission. In other words, if you're willing to break these little laws, eventually you could be willing to break bigger laws, like using or drinking. You want to live a clean life. Ain't nothing like a clean life, baby. I don't even jaywalk. Well, that's not totally true, but not much more than that. Petty permissions. Yeah. I didn't know he had all those channels and all this stuff. So he's just building another business, apparently. I'm a little bit lazy about all this stuff. I'm not trying to get rich on here. But that's not my mindset, you know. Jamie said, "I'm glad I unsubscribed from that passive aggressive Karen." And we're going to really feel some kind of way that boy end up getting shot. Those are the very kind of people that it could happen to. Troy is the aggressor. I think he's just a little obsessive in this particular case. I would say let the guy go ahead and live his life, deal with the cops as he has to. I do agree he needs to be off. I don't know if he needs to be off the street completely forever. I do believe people can have correction in their life. He's 45 years old. I was a drug addict. I was a drug dealer, but I don't think I should have been shot for it, right? Because these last 20 years I've lived a normal life. Don't hate the play. I hate the game. How can he help anyone when people help him? I don't know how y'all think you're helping Rob Rack. Help him do what? Go to jail? Let me help you get in that jail cell. That's where you belong. That's one of the worst feelings when you only been out of jail one day and you go right back. So I have some empathy, some compassion for this dude, particularly since he hadn't hurt somebody. He hadn't put his hands on somebody. These big mouth people, these keyboard gangsters on here, they're going to kill everybody. Everybody's a bitch. They a pimp. They're YouTube sex symbol, all this. None of that shit means anything. The truly violent person, it's like that. If he wants to beat up on a woman, he would have beat up on Tracy as soon as he got drunk. She slapped the shit out of me, went running into the bathroom to cry. So I don't know. Let's just hope the boy's next step is into some kind of a live-in program. It needs to be in a live-in program where he has the support and he can't get high or use drugs or use alcohol. Hi, Nappy Child, A.O. Edwards, Teron Herring. Positive Deposit says he just said he has about 5 other channels on other subjects. Most people ain't pressed about this beef sector bullshit. Why all this bullshit going down? Don't try to understand it. Don't. You got to fight the powers that be. Fight it, baby. Woo! Fight the power. Tracy is live. Some people don't like that, but it's fine over here getting into it. We're going to go here with Tracy. I like Tracy too. I like most of these guys, really. I mean, they're just trying to make a living. It is being said that Rob has Asperger's, autism. Okay. You know, if he gets into a facility, they'll be able to evaluate all that. They'll give him a therapist, psychiatrist. If he needs to be on medication, they'll do all that while he's stable in a program. Right? If he needs to do a different kind of training, he says he's an engineer. I doubt it. Sounds like his job is something totally different. But he's out of work. But when you're in a program, they'll take care of all that stuff. Matter of fact, after 2 months in where I came from, you had to start looking for a job. I didn't because I had other sources of income. But that's part of the program, is to get you back on your feet. Probably hotel or the guest call. And we all got cell phones, right? Some people want to sleep, honey. He said, I didn't come all the way to California, all the way to Sacramento to sit up here, can't sleep. I got to get up in the morning. The truck driver said he got to, don't tell him how rare it is that he can get some rest, right? And he actually get into a hotel room. Anybody could call. Can I go check Tracy's live? Yeah, I'll be over there. I'm on my way. She said, will you shut up, stop talking, go listen to Tracy? Okay. I'll certainly catch it in the replay. Y'all tell Five Babe she needs to stop that damn thing where you can't skip through the damn thing, Red Ball. Most people don't have 4 and 5 hours to sit and watch no video, child. It helps us when we have Red Ball. And I'll tell you another thing I discovered is that when you Red Ball some of these lives, these long lives, that means you're clocking out and then you're coming back. That gives them another view. So if you're just coming and getting doses and you're going back and forth and so forth, you're giving them clicking the view, clicking the view, clicking the view, clicking the view. So if y'all friends of hers tell us that some of us don't like all that, I got to wait to the end of it because I'm not going to come in the end, in the middle, because I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Just my opinion. A couple people have done that. I think she was the first to do it over here. Oh, hi there, Big Rainy's Joint. How you doing? I'm over half through my new book, girl. Good to see you. You had those radicals raid the Capitol, and most got no time in jail or guns pulled on them. Well, they acting like that Rob Rack is a serial murderer or something. I don't know. I think that's between him and the police department. Prison time with hard labor will straighten his ass out. Also remove the recreation and weights rooms from the prisons and put them on the chain gang. Girl. Chain gang with an overseer who knows how to work the bullwhip. Lord have mercy, Big Rain. You might have had a bad experience in the past. That's the sound of the man working on the chain gang. Well, there was prison reform back in the 60s. So they're more chain gang, but they'll certainly put you to work. The main thing for him would be just getting away from the street and not being able to get high or drunk. People say, oh, there's more drugs in prison than that. That's a damn lie. When you buy a joint in prison, honey, it's like this little thing right here, right? And it's $5. Well, hell, $5, that's a month's salary. For some people, they're only making 16 cents an hour. So no, they come out clean. If you got family members, you've given up on them, they're trying to write you, you're ignoring their letters. Probably the best conversation you're ever going to have with them is while they're locked up, because when they're locked up, they're not drunk or high. Five Babe got that red ball habit from GX. I thought he got it from her. Okay. Well, I think it's a dumb idea. It's just my opinion. They're probably thinking that, well, we'll get the other people later, but we won't lock these people in. I don't think people are you're going to be able to manipulate people like that when they're locked in there for 2 or 3 hours. I mean, people have things to do. You got to cook. My dog's waiting to go outside, honey. So it'd be great if I could come back and catch up to where I was. Small crimes always lead to big crimes. Big Rain is what my best customer, my best fan of my writing. She's read every single book, and I've had 7 of them. Always leaves a review. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. You have 0 tolerance for criminals. It's just the point is just us seeking them out, honey. Going into people's living rooms and saying, look what he's doing. Look what he's doing. He needs to be locked up forever. Girl, you go into some of these houses, you'll be amazed what you'll find. Anyway, people, I done went on and went on and went on. We are 20 minutes past over. So we're going to go over here and see what Tracy's talking about. Y'all have a wonderful night. Thank you, Troy Allen, for coming in. I think that was respectable. And it was also my first one-on-one conversation since I rejoined StreamYard. So thank you. All right, people. Later.